Hi YouTube, this is Cognitive Thought here, and I hope you're all having a great week. On today's show, I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Prince of Queens, and we're going to be looking at quite an old video that was uploaded by Blaque called Gay Men and Misogyny Part 1. That's right, there's a Part 2 to this shit.
Because she hates gay men just that much.
Ha! Yeah. You ready for this? Play the video.
So I really wanted to address something. Gay men and misogyny. Now before we get into this video, I want to make it explicitly clear that I know that not all gay men are misogynistic.
And by not all, you definitely do mean that you think the majority of gay men are misogynistic.
Exactly. I know when I make a video and say not all, I more than likely do mean the vast majority. That's why I'm making a fucking video on it.
If anything I say in this video makes you feel a certain type of way, then the chances are I'm talking about you.
Just because I can presume someone is going to respond to the words I'm about to say, doesn't add authenticity and validity to what I'm about to say. It can still be utter bullshit, like you're about to demonstrate.
The problem of gay men and misogyny is something that I feel like needs to be discussed because it very often goes unaddressed.
Maybe because it's not a real problem? I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but the gay men who hang out with women because they like women. And on the rare occasion that a gay man might hate women, he probably just doesn't really hang out with them. So his misogyny would theoretically mostly be a non-issue, because there are no women around to experience it.
So what is misogyny? Misogyny is the dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women.
Ingrained prejudice against women? Do you think she means that due to gay men naturally being attracted to other men, this is an ingrained prejudice towards women?
I don't know if she means that, but I do know that a lot of feminists think that.
Fucking hell.
As a girl who grew up watching things like Queer as Folk and Noah's Ark, I really at a certain point wanted gay friends. However, a lot of the casual misogynistic comments that I'd hear about women's bodies from gay men really pushed me away from wanting to have that Will and Grace lifestyle.
So basically, you wanted gay friends until you realized they had personalities of their own and they kind of acted like women.
Because women talk about other women's bodies all the time.
In fact, one of the common themes in Will and Grace is that both Jack and Will spend a lot of time tearing apart Grace's appearance.
Hold on, so you originally wanted a gay friend to have a Will and Grace lifestyle, even though you realized Will and Grace's relationship was what you also consider to be misogyny towards women from gay men? That makes no fucking sense.
There's this major theme in film and television of gay men teaching women how to properly dress.
Kat, don't you think it's a bit insulting to the gay male community of today to describe our culture illustrated simply with the crappy television shows from over 10 years ago?
There's this notion that gay men know more about being a woman than women do.
No, it's not that. It just seems that women feel less self-conscious naked around gay men because there's no attraction involved.
Not to mention, there's also shows where straight women offer fashion advice to other women, and shows where gay men give fashion advice to straight men, but these don't support your narrative.
I do not know what women did before gay men came out of their closets.
I do. They pestered all their friends that they suspected of being gay, hoping that he would come out of the closet and go shopping with them. I remember this from high school.
What this creates is a condescending relationship between many women and gay men.
A condescending relationship? From what side? Are you saying it's condescending for gay men to give fashion advice?
Oh, the horrors of gay-splained fashion advice. Whatever shall these fragile maidens do?
I think that it's vital to understand that appreciating feminine culture is not the same as appreciating women. I think that's a nuance that's often lost in this conversation.
I think it's you that's often lost in this conversation.
Rose McGowan got a lot of flack recently because she said that gay men were more misogynistic than straight men, if not more.
Just FYI, Rose McGowan actually apologized about that and admitted that gay men are not more misogynistic than straight men, but it didn't stop homophobic feminists from repeating the rumor over and over.
We've created an environment that is very harsh on straight men when it comes to misogyny. For example, many straight men now fear sexual harassment complaints being filed against them for harassing women in the workplace.
Why do you keep saying we? You didn't create a system that stops men sexually harassing women. It has been illegal since way before you were born. Fuck.
How men treat women in the context of a romantic relationship has been a point of discussion that we've been having for quite some time now. While there's still a long way to go, a lot of progress has been made. Gay men, because they are gay men, are often excused for the misogyny because we've made the mistake of believing that misogyny is something that only materializes when men want to sleep with women.
Original sin.
Because don't forget, gay men are still men and all males are born misogynistic. Jesus fucking Christ.
In reality, misogyny is a very intrinsic part of our society, and because of that, many of us have lingering internalized misogyny, both men and women. Misogyny in gay men, however, is dangerous because it's often dismissed as a joke.
You mean gay men sometimes still get away with humor? Because we all know that straight men haven't been allowed to joke with feminists for a long time.
The recent interview between Andy Cohen and Nicki Minaj was a great example of this. I'll be discussing that interview in depth in part 2.
Oh fuck, I forgot. There's a part 2. Thanks for reminding us, Kat.
Misogyny in gay culture manifests in many ways. The popularity of terms like no femmes or straight acting is a reflection of femphobia within the gay community. I'm a huge believer in everybody has their own preferences, so I want to make it super clear that I don't see gay men not being attracted to women as misogyny.
Just everything else they do around women.
And let me guess, you're definitely still interested in policing our preferences when you are fully aware that they have nothing to do with you or any other woman at all.
However, the way that you'll hear many men vilify feminine men because they see their femininity as a female moniker is definitely a reflection of misogyny.
You say this is vilification, but it's personal preference. When a gay man wants his partner to be less effeminate, this personal preference is misogyny?
Lack of attraction doesn't necessarily equate vilification. I don't vilify dogs just because I don't want to have sex with them.
Another prevalent example of gay misogyny is the flow of rude, unsolicited comments directed at lesbians.
Oh, fuck lesbians.
Gay men who go out of their way to describe women's body parts as disgusting is also a reflection of misogyny.
Hold on. Didn't you say before?
I'm a huge believer in everybody has their own preferences, so I want to make it super clear that I don't see gay men not being attracted to women as misogyny.
So a gay man's personal preference in genitals isn't okay? Make some fucking sense, will you, Kat? Jesus.
And when you say that we go out of our way to negatively describe female body parts, do you mean that we, yell about it while we're watching movies or something?
I think that a lot of these things are unintentional.
If you think they are unintentional, then how can you assert the intentions are all misogynistic?
We didn't mean it, but we still meant it.
It's fucking stupid.
I think that mainstream gay culture has made it seem like a lot of these things are not hateful towards women. A common thing that I hear in these conversations is that it's impossible for gay men to be oppressive to women because gay men are also oppressed.
I'd like to see the quote that you are talking about and whether they said that directly or whether or not you are inferring things from their statement and misrepresenting their words. Because I've seen how you behave on Twitter.
I think that gay men in this world have seen a lot of oppression, and in some countries, especially in recent time, the oppression of gay men is still very real. However, in America, we're seeing gay men overcome many of the legal and social obstacles that they have, and slowly but surely, gay men are becoming part of the mainstream.
So gay men are almost mainstream. Maybe someday soon they'll be as mainstream as women.
As examples, in the US, The View exists, and in the UK, we have Loose Women. Still, it seems we are yet to see a TV show with a full panel of gay men as hosts.
Historically, as a group becomes less oppressed, their power to oppress follows soon after.
Well, women have had the same pay as men since the Equality Pay Act 1970 for the UK and the Equality Pay Act 1963 for the US. So this is when women became less oppressed using your logic, and since then women gained more power to oppress soon after. This would explain why feminism still claims women are paid less than men when it obviously isn't true, and people still believe it because that group, women, gained power as an alleged oppressed group.
We can also note that feminists hold various LGBT organizations hostage, like Toronto Pride, where they kicked the Canadian Association for Equality out of the parade because they pay specific attention to male issues. Sounds pretty oppressive to me.
Right, Prince, this video is going on a bit, and I think we should tackle the other half in another video soon. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. I'd say I'm not looking forward to it, but the second half is where the really crazy bullshit comes in.
Well, that sounds terrible. Still, to everyone watching, if you'd like to check out Prince of Queen's channel, the link to it will be in the description. He has some seriously hilarious content and great thoughts on various topics, so check it out. So anyway, viewers, thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. If you have any thoughts on this episode, I would love to hear them. You can message me in the comments or you can follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to see more of what I do, just hit that subscribe button now. I'll catch you later, world. It has been a lot of fun.